Would you like to commit to your health and quit procrastinating? Would you like to go from self-sabotaging competitor to unstoppable force easily and effortlessly? Well, if that is yes, then this is the video for you today. Welcome. I'm Julia Pizzicami and welcome to Team Talk. I'm going to be your fast track fitness facilitator, unleashing your inner athlete today. Now, whether in your personal life, sport, maybe business, we know that prolonged stress, be it physical, psychological, all have a negative impact on all aspects of life and can be the cause not only of poor health, but chronic pain and obviously decline. And I don't want that for you. Now, I started Team Clinic Services, my business, as I noticed there was a crossover of skill set from sport, business, and into life as well. And I use many sporting principles to help you overcome those everyday challenges. Now, today, what I'm actually going to be showing you is how to improve not only your mood, but you're combating stress. You'll be able to exhibit more commitment. So it's going to give you more control over any negative challenges, especially when it comes to changes within your health and fitness as you get older. Now, having the ability to win, I don't know about you, but I like to win. And see rewards, whether all for your efforts, whether it's a physical reward, psychological, or indeed financial, are all things that motivate us and drives us to commit to ourselves so we get the maximum enjoyment for life from now and in the future. Now, there is a key factor required in decreasing your negative mood and increasing your self-belief. So you're less likely to see a situation as challenging, and you're going to see a challenge as an opportunity. And when changes you go through as more of an opportunity or an incentive to actually grow and improve. Now, as we get older, we do experience many changes, and this can be difficult, whether it's on a conscious or subconscious level. See, the key factor is developing an ability to endure difficult situations. And I've spoken about this before, and there is a word, and it is called hardiness. Now, as we get older, we know there seems to be many more difficult situations that come our way, especially if we look at our future and potential loss of independence, maybe that vulnerability we may feel. There's obviously more risks to health as we get older, but is there such a thing as can we actually develop a buffer within us for future stresses? Well, I believe that we can, and we can give ourselves this ability to withstand stress, but without it impacting our health. And this is what we want to be more sustainable, our health to be more sustainable. See, when there's too much stress, actually chemical changes occur and in the way our cells function. And what happens is this allows diseases to develop, and long-term stress can impact the body's immune response, which actually leads to hormones which actually interfere with our healing and actually makes us more susceptible to infections, and our healing process slows down, so it takes longer to heal. Now, with increasing pressures, particularly, as we're all going through it at the moment in this current environment, it's more important than ever to not only increase our outer strength, but also our inner strength, because this could change your environment for the better, and it's going to keep you going so you can withstand the changes and challenges along with those pressures that are inevitably going to come your way. Now, I will shortly be showing you how to develop greater levels of hardiness, and it's actually going to work in your favor. So obviously you want to know, how can we do this? So I'm going to bring it to you. I did some research and I came across a study. I actually put the link in the description below for you if you want to read that. It's basically looking at how athletes develop hardiness, and it's related to sport and the difference between some athletes who are able to recover very quickly as opposed to those who maybe struggle a little bit with their recovery, maybe dealing with challenges, whether it's a physical or a psychological, or maybe it's completely outside of sport, how they adapt and the approaches that they actually take. Now, this study, it shows the more hardy or resilient you become and able to cope with future problems that come your way, and you start to handle them in a bit more practical. So you take a more practical approach to that. Now, having the ability to see every challenge as an opportunity, as I said, to grow, improve and progress, rather than maybe seeing it as something that's going to be more damaging. Okay, or going to hold you back. So it's all about changing your mental attitude a little bit when it comes to to these things, challenges and problems. And maybe be able to see that situation in a different way and see it from take a more positive approach, or see it more positively, and then be able to take those steps you need to develop this hardiness. So how are we going to develop this hardiness? Particularly if it's something that's not naturally within you, it's not innately within you. How are you able to develop it, strengthen it? And if you do have it, great, you're lucky. But you can also take steps to actually really improve it even further and strengthen that ability more. And there are a couple of ways, different techniques that I'm going to show you that athletes use from sports psychology that you can implement from today. And there are 2 different strategies, and they are called coping strategies. Now, the 2 different types of coping, there's what they call emotion-focused coping. And this is really regulating your emotional response to the problem. It's generally used when there's a situation that you can't change. You're kind of not in control. You just have to accept it the way it is. So therefore, emotion-focused is about changing maybe how you view that problem, the meaning behind it, how you perceive that situation. So you're not actually focusing on the problem itself. Then there's problem-focused. So this focuses on maybe the direct cause of whatever it is that's stressing you. And it's when you are able to actually make a change to the situation. So the change is amenable to change, as it were. And problem-focused is the one that they actually use to develop this hardiness in sport. And this is about taking a more practical approach to how you solve your problem. So something that you can take responsibility for, or feel you're taking responsibility for, rather than getting sucked in to the emotional side of it. So you might decide to take a more practical look at what you can do. So you're more solution focused. So you're looking for things that will solve this problem for you. And it's all about the effort that you make today to alter and manage the problem that causes the stress. Now, coping is all about managing stress when you're starting to feel overwhelmed. Now, here are some things that you can actually do, and you can implement them today to bring about certain effects of hardiness for your psychological responses, basically. So bringing around those effects that we want you to have. So let me give you some examples. So say if you were unsure about developing your training, you wanted to get fitter and healthier, naturally you go to a fitness instructor or personal trainer who specialises in your particular needs, and they can give you a systematic plan that they can put in place for you and give you those steps. Or maybe you're suffering with a pain issue. You're going to go and seek medical advice. If you want to lose weight, you're going to go and see a nutritionist who can advise you in changing your eating habits and your behaviours. If you have anxiety or stress, you may want to go and seek someone, a professional or someone you trust, who can actually help you, give you some advice and a practical approach to overcoming the problem. Because let's remember, overthinking, worrying about a situation that you have absolutely no control over increases the issue and actually is going to block you from getting all the good things that are out there and waiting for you. So let's just quickly recap. So apply a really good work ethic. If you have a good work ethic, generally apply it to this situation in the same way. You already have that roadmap. Get social support if you need to, from family, friends or a professional. Train smarter and not harder. Get used to managing your time. Factor it in, make it important, prioritise it. Be more narrow focused, so laser focus on what you want to achieve, and get some routines in place so you can stay committed. And if you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed, do some relaxation techniques such as breathing, deep breathing, breaths in, breaths out, nice and controlled. 5 or 10 minutes help calm you down. But what I can hear you say, maybe you're thinking, oh, I've tried everything, nothing works. I'm still struggling. Or you might start doing something and you get distracted and it gets forgotten. Or you say, oh, I don't know, I'll give it a go, see how it works out. And the truth is, opposing thoughts cannot be held simultaneously. So if you want to achieve something, you've really got to have your mind and body in alignment together to make it happen. And remember, Yoda once said, do or not do. There's no trying. It's all about a lesson in giving something, committing something and giving it 100%. Because no matter what, when you try to do something, your conscious mind is going to make it harder, and your subconscious mind is going to find a way to not make it happen. So if you are struggling, to implement this and get that plan in place and get started on that journey, and you are struggling with time a little bit, here is my tip for you. If you need more time, you need more energy to make time. The more energy you've got, things get done quicker. And to get more energy, you need to have better health and fitness. And research has shown for every 75 minutes of exercise a week you do, you can add an extra 3.4 years to your life. So there you go. You've got more time, you'll have more energy, problem solved. Now, if you are interested in finding a way to get hardier, endure these stressful times, get more positive about your future, start implementing those changes, then as I always say, feel free to hop along to Team Clinic Services and book yourself that discovery call, because we're going to be able to help you start planning that journey and moving you forward to a better, healthier, fitter future from your midlife onwards. But for now, I hope that has really been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Team Talk. And don't forget, there are some videos at the end that you can actually click on to find more about these subjects that we're discussing today. And as I say, in the description below, there is going to be a link to that research. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time here on Team Talk. All the very best.